Last night, the San Diego State basketball team defeated San Jose State. 77-62 was the final score. Jeremy Hemsley, the freshman point guard, scored 20 points. It's the third time this season he's had at least 20 points, right? I think that is his career high. Dude's on fire. And here he is on Scott and BR on the Mighty 1090. Hey, Jeremy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing really good. How's it going?
I'm good. Everything's going good. I'm feeling good.
All right. Well, we're glad you feel good. Just in case you care, I'm feeling pretty good today myself.
I feel great, as a matter of fact.
That's good. That's good.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't really know if you cared or not. So, dude,
What's going on? Is it 4:20?
So it's 4:34.
Okay.
So it's the after effects from 14 minutes
It's
ago.
the first time we've ever talked to Jeremy on this.
Just checking.
Jeremy, what has it been like for you to come on campus, be a freshman, be inserted into the starting lineup at that position with all the expectations on this basketball team? What's it been like so far?
I mean, it's been everything I expected it to be. I didn't really pay attention to other people's expectations. I knew what my coaches expected of me, and I knew what my teammates expected of me, and I knew that no one's expectations meet my own, and I knew I'm my biggest critic. So it's been fun so far. Everything is a learning experience, but I think so far on the season it's been fun, and I'm really just enjoying the process.
And as far as the teammates, how long did it take for you to be accepted when you walked into the locker room?
Not at all. It didn't take long at all. They accepted me since day one. I've been close with everybody since I stepped on the campus, and I think that's something that really helped me become more comfortable on the court. Everybody just accepted me right from day one. Yeah,
we're talking Aztecs point guard Jeremy Hemsley, 20 points last night, his third career 20-point performance. 4 rebounds, 1 block shot, 2 assists. So what was it like when here you are, the true freshman point guard, and you've got seniors like Skylar Spencer and Winston Shepard who get benched, and you are still in that starting rotation, and you're thinking, this is not exactly what I expected when I came to San Diego State, especially losing games against bad teams at home. What was that like?
I mean, the losses were tough, and I know the substitute changes was really, I guess, to just get to see how the seniors would react, and they did react in a very positive way. I was very impressed by the way that Winston and Skylar reacted to the substitute changes. They didn't react in a negative way. They were still the most positive guys on the teams, and when they came in, they still affected the game in positive ways. But yeah, the losses that we suffered at home, the bad losses were tough to deal with, and those were games where I felt like I didn't hold up the Aztec name, but my teammates did a good job of holding me up. My coaches did a good job of picking me up, and I think we're making progress.
Certainly seems that way. We're talking to Jeremy Hemsley, the freshman point guard from San Diego State. You know, in high school last year, he was the LA Times Player of the Year and a state champion in high school. And you just walked right onto this campus and have really just surprised people with how quickly you've become the leader, which is what the point guard or the quarterback has to be, especially on a team that has all these veteran players. How have you been able to do that? What in your personality or background led you to be confident enough to walk on campus and do that?
Well, I've always been a confident person from even when I started playing basketball. My dad has always helped me be a confident person, and ever since day one when I stepped on campus, Coach Hutt let me know that I couldn't play like a freshman because I was stepping into a bigger role. The team needed a point guard, and it's a position that I was put in, and it was nothing to where I could just come in being scared or nervous about the situation. I just had to be ready, and I had to be confident.
Where did you get the nickname Germ?
It's always been in the basketball world, like when I was at camps or something like that in high school. People would call me Germ, but nobody really called me that back home. But when I got out here, everybody started calling me it. And I think only Coach Fish is the only one that calls me Jeremy at this point.
So Germ is kind of like a little nickname for a guy named Jeremy. It doesn't have anything to do with like you, like,
no.
Like when a germ gets on you, you're like, ugh, get off me. Maybe it's like you as a defensive player. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's perfect.
Right. No, it's just a nickname. It's just a nickname.
And don't you use it on Twitter too?
Yeah, it kind of just stuck with me now. I'm used to it now.
All right, Jerm Hemsley, the point guard from San Diego State on Scott and BR on the Mighty 1090. Hey, you're from Rancho Cucamonga, huh?
Right.
And where else did you get recruited by other than San Diego State as you had to make that decision?
Well, are you asking what was my final decision? Like, who was it between?
Yeah,
or?
who'd it come down to? I mean, and it doesn't just have to be San Diego State or somebody else. I mean, maybe your top 3 or 4.
Well, when it came down to it, it was really between here and Washington.
And why San Diego State?
I mean, San Diego State is just a dream school. I mean, I committed before my visit. I committed on my last day of my junior year in high school, and I knew I had attended the game when we played New Mexico, and we came back from like 15 down or something like that. But yeah, I was at that game, and I remember I remember thinking the whole time that watching that comeback, I was just thinking like, this is where I'm gonna be. Like it was the only place where I saw myself playing.
That's cool, man. That's really cool.
They had you right there, man.
Did your family and friends come? Because it's Rancho Cucamonga, about an hour and a half, maybe?
Yeah, like 2 hours away.
Lots of people come to watch you play?
Yeah, my parents come to a lot of the home games when they can. So that's good. I like being able to come out the locker room after the game and be able to see my parents.
That's really cool, man. Well, it's been a great freshman year. Let me ask you about, you've talked about Winston Shepard, but in the last 3 games, I mean, he has just been a different player. Granted, maybe it's the early part of the conference schedule. Maybe you guys haven't played anybody great yet, but I just see him as a more aggressive offensive player, going to the rack, using his athleticism, putting down dunks, getting rebounds. Winston just looks like a guy who the benching made him so much hungrier. What do you think?
Right, and I don't even think the benching had to do with anything like towards his mindset. I was watching him before the game when we played Utah State, and it just seemed like he was in a whole different mindset and in a whole different zone mentally, and it's crazy to see because he's been through the wars, he's been through the battles, he's seen things, and we have guys on the team who are new and haven't really experienced things like that, and it's just cool to see how much of a leader he really is and how focused he is. You could just see, like, while we're on the bus, that he's going to play good because you could see how focused he is and how tuned in he is to the game that's about to happen.
Jeremy Hemsley, the freshman point guard from San Diego State. Hey, Zylan Cheatham last night also, just like Winston, 17 points.
Right.
This is a guy who, I mean, you guys are virtually classmates, even though he was here last year, but he was hurt. This could be very exciting the next couple of years, you and him.
Yeah, and I've heard people talk about that, and it is something you think about, but Zylan is something special. I've never played with anyone like Zylan before, and it's crazy to see how hard he works and how much passion he has towards the game, and it really is. It helps us as a team, and it's like a magnet. When you see him and how hard he plays, it makes you want to play hard and go for the loose ball and dive for the ball and just do the dirty things. And it really is cool to see. I love playing with Zylan.
I like to do the dirty things myself. No, seriously.
Okay.
I'm a much happier guy.
thing.
What, Linda?
Yeah.
Scott, he is a young college impressionable student. Please.
Yes, he is. That's right.
Please.
He probably likes to do the dirty things, too.
I apologize.
Yeah.
On the court.
Right.
On
That's
the
what he said.
Apologize, Jeremy.
He said he's
On the court,
magnetic
on the court.
On
and
the
dirty
court.
On
things.
the court. Right. That's
Jeremy,
what he meant.
It seems like Malik Pope is maybe starting to feel it a little bit. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I was at their apartment last night talking to him about it last night, and I'm just really proud of how he came out last game and in the game at Utah State. He's been more aggressive, and I think he's just not thinking about it as much because he does have a lot of expectations. People have put a lot of expectations on him, and that's just what happens when you're 16 and able to do the things that he's able to do. But I'm very proud of him. I know it's been hard on him, but he has for sure been more engaged on defense and more aggressive and just not worrying about other people's expectations. It just seems like he's playing more free.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've been dealing with expectations as well, and I mean, how do you handle it?
I just don't pay attention to it. It doesn't. What other people say about me, it doesn't matter to me. That's something my parents have always told me don't ever worry about anyone's expectations but your own. So that's just what I do.
All right. Well, hey, dude, nice work last night, and just an amazing freshman year. Keep it going, because this Aztec team really needs to start racking up these conference wins.
Not that we're putting expectations on you.
Well, listen, I am, because I'll tell you right now, if Winston Shepard and Skylar Spencer and Angelo Chol don't play in the NCAA tournament in their senior year, man, you will never live that down, pal.
Hey, we're gonna get there. We're making a lot of progress, man. We're having fun. We're having fun out there.
All of a sudden, Jeremy's like, "Who the hell am I talking to? Who is this? What are you yelling at me for?" Hey, listen, really enjoy watching you play, man. Thanks very much. Great job today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Jeremy Hemsley.